Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JD for another episode of our daily stock market insights. In this video, I am going to cover the highly traded stocks for today. And if there is or there are stocks you'd like me to review, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know so that I can prioritize your stocks in my next video. Okay, so in the meantime, just hang in there because I will just simply sort these stocks from the highly traded ones and then we'll work downwards. Okay. Um, so to begin with, I'd like to also cover the index. I'll just set up the tool that I have here. Okay, so this is the index. I normally use, by the way, guys, a Bollinger Band. You can just simply go to the indicators here and then the RSI down below here, and also I use the candlesticks as a reference to my technical analysis. Okay, so guys, for today we ended the day with a red candlestick. That's a 1.56% decline from the previous day. Okay, although somehow it respected this long wick right here and ended in that area, but it's not really a strong I don't have a strong conviction that it will not be broken. You know why? Because our RSI shows that we are not yet in the oversold level. At the same time, we are triggering the lower Bollinger Band, and what's nice though is that yeah, this is a huge foreign selling here. The amount is significant. So like what I mentioned in my previous video, our foreign investors, I'm not sure it's if it's just because of the economy of the country, but mind you guys, what is happening right now in the country is not just in the country. The global market or US market, the global scene is also experiencing the same thing. It's heavy sell off that's happening right now. Even in the US market, if you're to open your stocks in the US market, I'm telling you, you will have the same experience. Cryptocurrencies are also badly hit, and a lot of it is because of the inflation. That's one. It's a mixture of everything. The conflict in Russia and Ukraine, it's also adding to this whole mess that we are experiencing. But again, um, at the moment, I think it's really good to have an investor's mindset, or you wear an investor's hat. After all, we started our journey here in the Philippine market with that kind of mindset. So, for those people who are already experts, who are already trading, I highly recommend that at this point, with this kind of market movement, I suggest you really have to focus and watch the movement of your stocks, because if there are some uh, pump, or there's a pump that's happening, chances are intraday sometimes it goes down, or the next day the amount of gain you have the previous day is just negated 100% the following day. So just be on the conservative side at this point. Okay, so again, for the index, the sentiment is still on a downward movement. At the same time, if I'm to go back, well, the past 3 days, this area here is still establishing that potential support. So I'll just put that there. I'm putting my first area of support right there. But if I'll go on a weekly chart, uh, the possibility, okay, so in case, because you have this resistance right here, but if the bearish sentiment continues, then the next possible drop would be around the 6,246 level. So it's an area, guys, could be a little higher or lower. Okay, so first stop is the area where we are at right now. There's also a possibility that we could be moving sideways and recover, but I'm just adding the second area of support. Okay, next stock that I will be covering here is, wow, Converge. So just look at that, guys. First few stocks that I have here would be all red because majority of these stocks are are blue chip companies. Okay, Converge, same story right here. It is triggering the lower band. We are not yet in the oversold level, so the chances of it dropping some more at this point is really high. But mind you, there's also a support in this area over here, so I just cannot neglect that. We might be able to have some slight recovery right there in by tomorrow or in the coming days. But in case it drops further, of course, you have this next stop. I am just plotting the next possible support areas here, but it's really up to you and how you will use this information in your gameplay. Okay, so are you interested in Converge, but with a sentiment right now that it is still potentially going to go down? Do you have the patience to wait and probably enter around 23.92? That's the thing that you will ask yourself. Okay, but overall, still on a decline. Ali is next. Heavy sell off happened today. Huge volume right here. But sometimes when there's a drastic drop the following day, there could be a slight recovery, but not really a confirmation of a bounce yet. Sometimes, again, I mentioned in the past that that could just be a what we call a dead cat bounce, right? So it's like a ball that when you throw a ball, right, it bounces on the floor and then moves up, right? Because it's a reaction to that drop. So it goes up but until it will eventually go down and stay flat on the floor. Okay, so it's like that. So sometimes when the drop is so drastic, chances are like this one. Okay, the drop here, then you have a slight recovery, but then again it dropped some more. Um, so next support here, let me just zoom out by a week to get a cleaner view of our chart. So this is around, okay, it's also very near. I see a possible support right at the 2760 level. Okay, but then again, guys, if you're interested in this stock, wait a little while or a few more days before it probably stabilizes. Uh, let's see if it touches this area third time around, because this is going to be a triple bottom by that time. Here your RSI is actually starting to show that bullish divergence on a weekly chart. So just wait for that day, or you can even place your test buy around 27.6 and see if you will have a recovery right after that. But that's more on the aggressive or riskier move, right? Some would wait for a green candlestick to come out around the 2761 before they enter. ASEN is down by 4.62%. Well, it used to have a support around this area, right? But it got broken. But the nearest one, there's also another support right here because the movements here are very close. So we are actually possibly sitting at a support as well. That's on a weekly chart. So we could be bouncing before the week ends, right? So 636 is the nearest support I am looking at. You're also already in a bullish divergence. Price was moving downwards over here, but your RSI is starting to recover. So start studying the chart and know your key levels. Where do you want to enter? Where do you want to exit? And where would you be cutting your loss? Okay, guys, cutting your loss will only work if you're able to cut your loss early. But if it drops to more than 10%, I'm sure if the amount you place there is huge, then I guess more than 10% loss is already painful, right? So reminder as well to be conscious of the volume, or be conscious of the amount that you're putting in. If it's too um, huge or large, then of course every decline or every dip would also give you a huge amount of a loss. But if you're only putting there an amount you're willing to lose, then you can still sleep soundly at night even if you're on a red zone. Okay, BDO. So far, if you look at it, still on a overall, it's on a sideways movement, right? This is your uh, range. Okay, but then again, at the moment we are moving below the MA20 line, and we ended red. We got rejected at the MA20. So find out if that will be broken. Actually, within this range, there's a tiny range here where you have the 125.94 as your support, and then the next stop would be around this level, 122. So I feel that there will be some more movements below the MA20 line in the coming days. So if you want to enter and do test buys, these are your key levels. Actually, 123. Try it out right there. Because if it touches that level, same with what I shared earlier in the previous talk, once it touches that level again and it is much higher than this previous point over here, then you're on a bullish divergence setup. URC, you got rejected as well. So this is the channel that this stock is respecting. Okay, you have that as your resistance. Let's see if it is this one too. Yeah. So you got rejected here. Chances are it'll go back and probably let's see if it will bounce right at this area. Because, okay, I'll remove this so you won't get confused. You have your first bottom here, second bottom over here. You had your bullish divergence and it recovered, but short-lived. And now it is doing a pullback. Let's see if it will retest this level one more time and then show a bounce right after. So use 102.50 as your support. Let's go to Dito. Dito, after 4 days of rallying, you got some profit taking that happened today, but I don't see the buy sell. Although using my Bollinger Band, I see that we are very near the MA20 line. And guys, when you are above the MA20 and it touches that, then chances are actually it already did touch today, and it somehow bounced intraday. So most likely we will have some movements still above the MA20 in the coming days. Hopefully this is the first pullback, and then if it is indeed in an official uptrend, then you should have in the Elliott wave. Okay, I am no expert in Elliott wave, but I'll try my best. Okay, so this is how they would normally plot it. First point is here, it goes up, right, and then first, then pulls back in your support area, which is around your MA29 line, and then goes up again. Locate the next resistance, and that will be your next resistance as well. Could be here or could be here. Okay, and if it pulls back, go to the previous resistance, which will be now your support, and then go up again. So that is your possible Elliott wave right there, creating higher high and higher low. Then once it reaches there, sometimes it pulls back some more. Okay, so that's in a nutshell, if indeed this stock is already recovering, then this could be the first wave of your Elliott. Okay, but guys, correct me if you're doing it differently. Next is let's see SCC. SCC is one of the mining companies in the country, and they're known to really give out nice yield for your dividend. So if you may have entered somewhere in the 13 um, 9 peso level, which I was able to enter, I think a year and a half ago, I was able to enter around the 9 or 10 peso level. Had I stayed, or if I only held on to my position to this day, then that's what, three folds already. But I took profit, so I don't look back, so I won't feel bad. Anyway, this stock is giving out nice dividend. If I'm not mistaken, the dividend yield here is around 5 to 6% at the current price level. But right now, in our Bollinger Band, we are currently moving below the MA20 line. We had a green today, but we're sitting at the MA20 level. So just in case it does not sustain, the nice setup by tomorrow is if the stock continues to move above the MA20 line and ends above the MA20 line, then that's a nice setup. Although you have again a possible resistance very near. So we might get rejected again right here. This used to be a support. So that could again be a resistance. So in case it pulls back, let's just use 27 as our 2717 as our support. So it's up to you if you want to wait for a breakout or wait for it to pull back. But my suggestion here is this stock is nice to have in your portfolio as a dividend stock. And just also do your assignment, which is to study the fundamentals, because the coverage of my discussion here is mostly on the technicals. All right. Okay. So guys, I think those are my insights for this evening. I hope you share a comment and let me know your thoughts. Do request your stocks, and don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button. Um, to show your support for Miss JD. Okay. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.